during this game, I've seen a lot of changing in the way that you feel about me and in the way that I feel about you. In here, there are two guys trolling each other, but I guess that's better than 20 million. I guess what I'm trying to say is that if I can change and you can change, everybody can change. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Debate Amongst Friends. It is Monday.
Did you just Rocky me? Was that Rocky?
That was Rocky 4.
Did you just Rocky 4 and Russia me?
Yeah.
I was like, tell me I did not just hear that. Tell me.
Get in there. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Professor John Guy, King of RG, the Troll Master, the Data Analyzing Ninja, the Conqueror of them reads and my own fate.
Yeah, I give you the credit on this one, man. You had a great weekend.
And the cleaner, best podcasting machine with the guy that I told him, let's run it back. He wasn't happy with that, but he has to be. The podcasting beast, freshly squeezed, always tranquilo himself, Doc
El Idolo.
Broken Tears Salt El Idolo.
Broken Tears Salt El Idolo. I guess I can no longer officially say Bunaneers or Buns or any of those things when it's not true. When it's not true. But that's not true. But when it is true, I won't say Bunaneers. I won't say Buns. I'll just call it how I see it from now on, which I did yesterday for most of the game. Like when they were playing bad, I said they were playing bad. I did say Buns a whole bunch of times because during that comeback, it was Buns. I mean, you have to admit.
Bad. It was really
that's what I expected from Matt Ryan. I expected the whole game to be like the third quarter.
You did not expect Matt Ryan to do an RPO read and take it in for a 2-point.
I expected Matt Ryan to be, I think he was 21 for 24 or something like that at that point of the game and dominate us. I expected Kyle Pitts to dominate us. And I mean, I don't know why they stopped going to him. Maybe he doesn't know the whole playbook. Maybe they're still trying to figure out some things. I love Mike Davis and the fact that they went away from him to Cordell Patterson, even though he played very well.
He did.
I like Mike Davis. I've always liked Mike Davis. But the Buccaneer defense stepped up. Tom Brady in the offense obviously scored 5 touchdowns, which this game really should have been 50-something to whatever. If you take that strip sack away, he might have thrown 6 touchdowns, if we're being honest. But it was a good game, man. Nonetheless, it was a great weekend of football overall.
Wait, but we gotta talk about the
football crap.
I was going to bring it out there. I was going to talk about the read that I had, like you was talking about. Explain to the people what happened.
And what the reads. Reads. I think I said it twice. I was like, oh boy. I think the first time I said, oh boy, because I think you said Carlton Davis went out, and I was like, oh boy, that means we're about to get clapped. And then there was a pick 6 or something. Something happened where I was like, oh boy, we're about to get clapped. And you was like, no, it'll probably be a pick 6. And then lo and behold, it was a pick 6. And then freaking I saw Jamel Dean go out, and I saw Ross Cockrell come in, and I saw that flowy hair flowing, and I was like, oh God, this is going to be really bad. And then all of a sudden, Carlton Davis jumps in the air, bats a ball up in the air, and it's another pick 6 where they actually threw a flag on him for backpedaling into the end zone. But that's all good. I'll take it.
We do need to talk about the referees. Maybe we'll do that Wednesday because I feel like it needs to be its own thing.
And just what? Just in case, ladies.
It was.
Yeah. Just in case, ladies and gentlemen, you didn't know, Dark Side of the Ring is back, and Tuesday will be back cloudy. But for today, we want to talk about this football, man. There was a lot of football to be played this past
First thing first, shout out to Jake Hayner of Fresno State. Willing his team to victory.
Yeah. Again, Fresno State is not
top 25.
Fresno State's no slouch when it comes to quarterbacks. I mean, they've had a few, not a lot.
No, but they was going against the hype machine that was UCLA. Mm-hmm. People were saying all these things about UCLA.
No, I get it. I get it wholeheartedly. And then, of course, we had the Alabama-Florida game, which yeah, we had a couple ones, and most of them are the ones that we said were going to be good on Friday. Mm-hmm.
Outside of the Tulane one, they actually got destroyed. They gave up 700 yards.
I mean, it's fine. They came back down to earth. Hold on. I mean, maybe this is the type of weekend, because we talked about that last week on my drive home. We talked about it last week, how people needed to wait. You know, we talked about overreaction Monday, right? That was last week. Now we're like back to reality Monday, right? This is where we're getting closer to reality. Maybe 1 or 2 more weeks before we're like, okay, this is how this team is going to play. Let's start in Carolina, right here, the great state of Carolina, where Jameis Winston and the Saints came to town. They came marching in, but they left their instruments at home. Jameis Winston, 11 for 22, 2 picks, 111 yards.
That second pick didn't matter at that point. The game was way out of hand.
I don't know. Let me see the scoring breakdown. Let's take a quick look. So 7-0 first quarter, 17-0 second quarter. Game ends 26-7. Fourth quarter, 7 points for the. Finally, the Saints got in with a Jameis run. Mm-hmm. But can you tell me, because you were watching this game, can you tell me a little bit about what was going on with Alvin Kamara? Because I know the people who had him on his fantasy team, I know they drafted him top 5, were pretty disappointed.
This is an anomaly in a Sean Payton offense. Like, this is a huge anomaly. Like, James only threw it for 22 times. Kamara only had a handful of rushes. Like, it wasn't like he was, taking 20 rushes and ending in what was it? How many yards? Just 5? Like, he didn't get that many rushes. It's essentially just the Panthers like, we gotta run this house. We must protect this house. And it's kind of what they did. Now people are talking about, how the Jets ruined Sam Darnold's career. Before they were saying that Sam Darnold was a freaking scrub.
If you recall, Sam Darnold was the number 1 pick in the EFL.
Thank you. I mean, I thought we wasn't going to talk about that, but again,
he was the number 1 pick.
do that out there twice.
Yeah, Sam Darnold, number 1 pick. He said, Jets, I'm going to show you something. No, don't get me wrong. I don't think Sam Darnold was bad. Obviously, people only saying that because the Jets rookie quarterback is struggling.
And then, of course, unfortunately, the Jets is starting to turn into the place that quarterbacks go to essentially die, unfortunately.
Well, see, here's the thing, and I mentioned this yesterday, and you have to keep this in mind, that the Jets lost their offensive coordinator, 4 weeks ago, a month ago. Right? He passed away tragically. So you think about it, and I'm not going to let the Saints use this as an excuse, even though they have this excuse card. Hold on, they have this excuse card. I don't know exactly how it impacted them, but they did have that whole COVID thing this week, where many of their staff members had COVID. Obviously, Michael Thomas had COVID. So that was a distraction, quote unquote. Let's see Let's see what happens next week. That's why I said this is close to reality Monday, right? Sam Darnold played 2 great weeks.
To paraphrase from Vince McMahon, the Saints did that to the Saints.
Wow. Well, let's give a shout out to Sam Darnold. I mean, come on. I mean, 26 for 38, 305.
But I'm not, well, they all had COVID. They should have done what they did to bring the outbreak. I think that was the whole point of having, what was the percentage?
I don't know if they, I think they said all of this. I think they said 100% of their staff was vaccinated.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean all the players were vaccinated. And again,
to quote Maury, the lie detector determined that was a lie.
Not necessarily, because they said everybody that has COVID now in the Saints, they said we're all vaccinated. So that just means that no. But it's important though, because I think it means that the protocols like the team like the Bucs saying, hey, we're not letting you go nowhere.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have nobody over. No, you can't have no, this person can't come to visit. Daddy says no. Okay. El Padre says no, company. Lock the door. You better not let anybody in this house when I leave.
No like.
Yeah. So but then we had some other really good games.
In the end of the day, they got spanked. The Jets got spanked. Of course, the
Dolphins.
Zach Wilson getting dragged through the mud all over Twitter and Instagram.
Again.
I don't know about Facebook. I don't have Facebook anymore, so I don't.
I know. I didn't see too much about it. Again, lost offensive coordinator. They're still trying to figure out who they are. I'm not even going to touch that yet. Overreaction continues for the Jets. I don't think so. I'm not going there yet.
But the big shock of the weekend, though. Doc is mentioning it right now.
Yeah.
The Dolphins getting shut out.
Shut out. The only shutout of the weekend outside of flag football.
The shutout of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins. We were like, man. Of course, this is a rare reaction take, folks. This is not me saying this literally. Ha ha ha. Shooting for the hip.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Potential Super Bowl contenders. AFC East potential winners. Got shellacked. If you're only looking at the score.
Of course. But I mean, it's the only shutout of the weekend. Buffalo, obviously last week against the Steelers.
That good.
Right, against the Steelers. But against the Steelers, they had some real struggles, though.
I'm talking about against the Dolphins. The same issue from last week was the same thing this week. They just put more points on the board. That's all it was.
Well, I would say this. It looks like Tua's still trying to figure it out.
Tua got hurt.
Obviously. Yeah, but you could tell, even at 1 for 4, he was still trying to figure it out. But Jacoby Brissett is a pretty solid backup to have. Again, I hate the fact that he had to throw 40 passes. Especially
they were down like 28-0. Like,
well, Tua went down in the first quarter, right?
Yeah, he went out early in the first quarter, but Jacoby didn't start throwing the ball that much until as the game
that's what I'm
saying.
I think that's where that's a bad interception, Jacoby. He floated that one out there. I'm saying though, it's like if you're down 14-0, you're trying to get a rhythm. Maybe try to help him get into rhythm with some short completions. 40 throws is a lot of throws.
Yeah.
I would have tried to balance back. I would have tried to battle back on the ground. It just doesn't look like they even gave it a chance. Myles Gaskin, 5 carries. Malcolm Brown, 5 carries. Salvin Ahmed, 6 carries. It's just, I'm down 14-0. I'm trying to slow this down.
No, and again,
my defensive time.
I know I want to give my flowers to the Bills, but they didn't play that. Their defense played amazing. Right. But if their defense decided to play also ran.
The red zone.
Oh,
God. I'm watching these highlights as we're talking about it, and I see the Dolphins fumbled in the red zone on the freaking 11-yard line or 7 inside the red zone. Looked like 6.
It was a lot. But I would say the big takeaway of this was the Miami Dolphins offensive line needs a lot of work.
man,
They were getting
red zone too. Oh God, this is so bad.
They were getting eaten up by that front seven.
I see. Oh, that's picked off. Oh my goodness. But let's look at some of these other games. Obviously, we had the game from last night, but on Sunday afternoon, I mean, we also had some other teams that went 2-0. The Denver Broncos beat the Jaguars. The Las Vegas Raiders went 2-0 and they beat the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cardinals went ahead.
With TJ Watt going down with a groin injury. I don't think he came back in the game either.
I don't think he did either. And we also had the Cardinals win versus Minnesota, 34-33.
That was probably the most fun game of the weekend.
I'm not sure. It's between that one and Tennessee and Seattle.
I think they both were fun.
Even the Cowboys and Chargers wasn't too bad.
That's going a little too far.
Okay.
That was going a little too far.
Okay. But Greg the Leg, though. Greg the Leg.
I will say the Rams and Colts was a lot of fun.
And I respect to Nelson, the guard from the Colts, shouting out, quote unquote, the best player in football, and Aaron Donald. You got to respect that.
Yeah. I mean,
which
if you
we talked about,
the best in the league, you got to go up against the best.
Facts, I agree. And we talked about that 2 weeks ago. You know, it wasn't. I think we asked, was Aaron Donald, one of the best defensive linemen in
defensive
NFL
players
history.
in NFL history. It was the best defensive player of NFL history.
And I think I broke him down to one of the best defensive linemen in history. Not completely, but I would say pretty far up there.
Yep.
But I'm not sure. It's I respect Nelson, and of course the Colts. They're still trying to grow and learn, and obviously they lost by 3, which is good. That's good for the Colts.
Yeah.
But
it was a close game, pretty much.
Yeah.
For the most part,
mostly all of the games were close. Mostly all of the games were close. The fact that the Texans, who we expected to be really doo-doo, only lost by 10.
It was the Browns. They finally decided to, snap out of what was going on in like the first half. Because people were like, man, they're tied up with the Browns? The Browns? Oh, man, the Browns might be overrated. And then Baker went for a 7-for-7 drive for a touchdown. Wow. So that kind of yikes.
But I'm not sure. We're gonna have to wait and see. Like I said, we're coming to reality, right? Like not coming to America, but we're coming to a reality where we're close to a point where even last night's game, Johnny, where the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs took off, and we both fell asleep. Either at halftime,
controversial,
right? So I'll be honest with you, and I think I told you this. I took 2 of those Oli sleep gummies. This is not an advertisement. I took 2 of those Oli gummies, 2 of them, chewed them. I was like, you know what? Whatever happens here happens. I got my tablet. I'm watching it. And I'm like, I can feel myself slowly coming down from the rafters a la Sting. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm going to sleep. But I watched up to your guy, the leg, Mr. Tucker himself, the best damn kicker. I'm calling him the leg right now. Okay. The best damn kicker, Mr. Tucker. And I don't mean Chris.
Yikes.
But he kicked a field goal, brought it to within, I believe, 4. And I passed out shortly thereafter. But apparently there was a late touchdown. I did see one touchdown where the ball popped out of the running back's hand and into a receiver's head, and he scored. I did see that.
Yeah, that happened in the second quarter.
Yeah, but then I also saw Lamar Jackson flip into the end zone. So Lamar with the victory.
As he said after the game, getting that monkey off his back.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not even just him. Now, here's the thing with the Chiefs. Let's start with the Chiefs first, though. I
Okay.
mean, yes, Lamar gets the monkey off his back, but the Chiefs' offensive line, you can tell they're still working those young guys in. Obviously, they
Mm-hmm.
did a whole reshuffling of the offensive line. But the Ravens also are trying to do the same thing. Now, I believe the Chiefs may be a team, and when you think about it, Patrick Mahomes only threw 31 attempts, but I believe they should be running the ball a little bit more.
I think they will. They have Clyde Edward-Helaire back, and he's healthy too, which is like.
Yeah, he had 13 carries,
Yep.
and I think this is borderline Ezekiel territory where it's like, give Clyde Edwards-Helaire his 16 carries, because before they had him and maybe another back, maybe Le'Veon or him and somebody else, and
Damian Williams.
Damian Williams.
Daryl Williams, I'm sorry.
Daryl, okay, yeah, and I do see Daryl when he had 3 carries for -2 yards, so he was getting stuck. But this might have been a game where they should have ran the ball a little bit more. In my opinion, obviously they were up at halftime. They came out strong in the third quarter. They scored 2 touchdowns. But that fourth quarter, it was like, ugh.
It was the Lamar show in the fourth quarter. It was the Lamar show in the fourth quarter.
And I hated it because I think as I went to sleep, I saw someone write, "Oh, I wish people would stop talking about this. It's time to bring this out to light. Lamar Jackson is a running back, not a quarterback." And I was like,
people
are you
Doc, people are stupid sometimes.
But yes.
Yeah, there was one drive in the fourth quarter that was 8 minutes for the Ravens. Like, it was a Lamar show.
And you know what? These are the type of games that you have to love, though, because these are great teams. These are two solid quarterbacks. This is ultimately, what your AFC championship games usually look like, or at least your conference games, right? These are the big games that you have to win. And the Ravens couldn't go down, 0-2, right?
No.
It's hard to come. I mean, it's not hard to come back. Right, exactly. Even Gridiron Gang, not 0-2, didn't go 0-2, right? So I don't know.
I think 2-2, but that's besides the point.
Ooh, don't even get me started on that. Crap.
But tonight, Monday Night Football, prime time.
I think we'll see the Green Bay Packers get on board. Hopefully.
You got them going over the Lions?
The Detroit Lions. I do.
Now, my question to you is, will they cover the spread?
What's the spread?
-11.
Wait, what?
-11. It's 11 points in favor to the Packers, so they win by 11. Do they win by 11, or do you think they will win by more than 11?
I think they're gonna win by more than 11.
Because the Bucs,
it's not gonna be
the Bucs really covered.
I think, and I don't want to play Detroit out because I think that freaking Jared Goff played really, really well last week. And I'm not trying to disrespect him in any way, but I feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to be so angry and upset, all this media coverage, that he might just go bananas and go on a completion spree, like a gaudy killing spree. Oh my God, Aaron Rodgers has not missed a throw in 100 attempts. That's gaudy gaming killing streak too.
Does the game go over under 48 points? That's both teams' points combined.
I'm thinking 20. It could. I'm thinking that the Packers are going to win by 2 touchdowns minimum.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure about over and under. It could go. It could be like shortly under or way over. I was going to have it probably around 45, 46,
And just say
maybe.
Under. Just say under.
I don't know, but it could easily go 52.
Just say under.
It just depends. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the Lions are gonna do. Like, and again, they're another team, right? Trying to figure out their identity and try to figure out who they are. They got a new quarterback. They have a new coach. They're building a new culture. They have some new linemen. So I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to wait and see.
So is that a yes or no on the over under there? Just went all around circles.
Just saying. But the Packers, they did lose a pass rusher. That's the only thing I'm concerned with the Passers. They lost one of the Smith brothers. Not Preston, but the other one. Yep, that one. So I am concerned about that and their pass rush ability. Will they be able to do that? That's their strength.
Also, playing against his former team, we have Jamal Williams as well, too.
True. Very true. It's going to be interesting to see, but I think Aaron Rodgers will get it done. Hopefully, I don't eat crow in the morning like I did yesterday as the Bucks, my team, destroyed the Falcons. Even though I was partially right in my prediction that that freaking Matt Ryan would destroy the freaking Bucks.
I mean, he was also have a lot of injuries in your secondary too.
So. Nah, skip that. Whether they're injured or not, they still played like trash.
In moments, yes, I can agree with that.
Oh my God, it was horrible. I was like, but you know what? I'll be honest with you. Unlike last year, I didn't panic. I wasn't feeling pressured. I don't know if it's because of the 2 beers that I drank, but I wasn't feeling like, oh my God, like we're about to get destroyed. Like we're about to never score again. So, but what's your prediction for tonight?
I have the Green Bay Packers winning. I think they'll cover, and I'm going to go under for the 48-point spread.
Was it under? Which is fine. But we'll be back tomorrow, though, man, for that Dark Side of the Ring. There's a lot of people talking about it.
I mean,
that one, this one.
We had people get suspended indefinitely for it, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it tonight or tomorrow, and I'm gonna be ready. But until then, I know you heard this podcast on your favorite podcast platform, but if you didn't, you can always go to our website at www.debateamongstfriends.com to review this episode as well as all of the previous. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as we go over that Dark Side of the Ring episode or part 2 of season 3. But Doc Leeson here, the podcast piece, the Professor John Gotti, the King of RNG. We'll be back here tomorrow for the news, the analysis, and you better know it, the reads.
Happy birthday, AA Arn Anderson.